All right, I think we're rolling. Hello. How are y'all doing? Today I got another interesting video. I've kind of been thinking about this for a while. I got the idea actually from an old high school teacher. It was a law class, so it was topical at the time. He told us basically if you write an inmate or somebody in prison, that the chances of them writing you back are pretty good. That's kind of always been tucked away in the corner of my mind. So I thought I would try it out today with more famous inmates, like more celebrities. You've heard of them before, at least once or twice. Maybe seen a documentary about them, or heard of them in the news, or shit. You maybe even like these people at some point in your life yourself. Maybe you still like these people. No judgment here. In these letters, I'm not going to mention any crimes or convictions since I do want a reply. I'm not gonna, try to rustle any feathers. I'm gonna keep it pretty plain Jane. Gonna keep it short and sweet, and at the same time, I don't want to honestly say too much to a few of these individuals to begin with. At first writing these, they seem kind of generic. I honestly don't have a whole lot to say. If I get a good reply, it might give me a better idea of what to expect in the future. So I'm just gonna kind of go from there. Keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna throw that out there and see what I get in return. You know what I mean? First up, we have kind of a local legend. I'm sure you've heard of him. We got Joe Exotic up on the menu. And for this letter, again, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Oh, and just a PS, these are the letters that I had to scan in, so I'm actually rewriting these letters entirely. So if I misword them or add a little Mad Lib, it's going to sound more like the original. This is just a rough idea, is what's popping up on the screen. I'm putting my address on here anyway, so I'm going to tell him I'm from Oklahoma. Big fan of the show. And he's lived a rough condition. You know what I mean? So, I'm hoping he's healthy. I really think by the time he gets out, if he gets out, he's going to be in pretty rough shape. And Joe's not going to get released till 2035. Yeah, Joe Exotic's already 61. He's going to be pushing 70 by the time he gets out. So, and he's already didn't seem like in the best condition, hobbling around on Tiger King. So, I'm going to wish him some health. And, I'm honestly wondering what he does plan to anticipate when he gets out. He was running for, like, governor or some shit. He had the whole TV show, and, he's been locked up since really he became famous. So I'm really curious to know what he wants to do once he gets out. He's going to stay in Oklahoma. And, since he did have such a crazy financial and personal life, I was wondering if the prison life has been a nice change of stability for him. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll draw me a little tiger picture or something. Who knows? All right, next up we got TK, Tamor, Trayvon McIntyre, more formally known as. And again, I don't have a whole lot to say. He's a convicted murderer. He's put out a few bangers, granted. But, I'm going to hit him up. And, he got arrested when he was 17, already with murder charges. So I was wondering, really, since he's been locked up since such a young age, and now that he has found some stability in jail, if maybe he's been able to find some classes, or if he's going to work on any more music, or if we can anticipate any music, if he's able to write any music. And again, what are your plans when you on your release? Do you anticipate, he could potentially be an old man by the time he gets out. I don't know if anybody's going to want to listen to his raps at that point, but he might still want to try to be a public figure, be out there in the rap game or something like that. Or, he might just want to be retire as an old man. You know what I mean? Who knows? Yeah, that's about all I got for Tamor. And again, trying to keep it light, trying to get a reply or two. I don't want to rustle any feathers. I'm not gonna hit him up and be like, man, what was it like to kill somebody? Like, I just feel like that's pretty cliche. Next up we got Suge Knight, also known as Marion Hugh Suge Knight Jr. Isn't that a girl's name?
Marion Seville.
Oh, crap. Marion. Tell you, I didn't know that was a man's name. It ain't. Ooh.
Anyways, I've been writing everybody else with their traditional first name, so I thought I'd address Mr. Knight as such. Marion, I hope you find time to reply. I know he's a big, busy man. And honestly, I'm not an old head, so, all I know is, like, gossip and, news that you hear way later and, like, documentaries and shit. It's not like I was around when this guy was, like, doing gangster shit out on the streets. I was really curious if the reputation that he has of a big bad guy killer, if that's the reputation that he wants, or if it is an accurate representation either. And I think I wanted to know if he was going to have a positive or negative influence on the rap game, on the rap industry in general, in his own opinion. Because it'd be interesting to see how he thinks of himself while what type of impact he leaves. Second, I was wondering if he had like a favorite rapper out there now, or if he's even able to listen to a whole lot of modern rap or a whole lot of like modern news and stuff. I know most of these jail facilities are pretty hit or miss with like what they offer each inmate and everything. And again, I was just wondering if he's gonna stay in the game or if he's gonna live a nice, quiet life once he releases, because again, he'll be almost 70 years old by the time he gets out, so he might just be like, man, fuck it, I'm done with this shit, leave me alone. Or who knows, maybe he'll be on the Twitter world for all we know.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly.
Yeah, that's about all I got for that one. All right, we're getting a little more progressive here. Or not more progressive, a little progressively worse, if you will. Next up, we got the Menendez brothers, or more specifically, Joseph Lyle Mendez. I was going to write both of them, but Eric's information isn't online. And it even stated on his family Facebook that he wanted to be left alone. But Joseph was open to having his information out online. Yeah, he was like, hit me up, Home Slice. So I was like, shit, I got you, dog. Anyways, again, I don't know a whole lot about these guys other than just maybe watching a documentary or two. So again, I was just wondering how prison life's been treating him, if it's been a positive experience overall. I was wondering if he keeps in contact with his brother, if they keep a relationship or not, if he's able to watch any of the movies or documentaries about his life and his family. And I wondered if he had a favorite maybe, or one that he wasn't too fond of, and or how they portrayed him in the movie, if he agreed with it or not. And then last of all, I thought, shit, I might as well try to send him that famous Mark Jackson basketball card and see if he won't sign it and send it back. I'm not going to right now, but I wonder if I do get a reply and he says yes, then shit. And if you haven't noticed, we've been kind of getting progressively worse and worse. I have a lighthearted one for the end here, but next up we have Jared Fogle from Subway. I was able to find his information online as well. And again, I was trying to keep it topical. I'm not going to mention any crimes, call him, anything terrible, as much as he may deserve it. I was watching the Tom Segura podcast, and he mentioned that he was almost Jared's brother in a Subway commercial, and he's shared some stories, funny stories of him and Jared, together. Nothing crazy or scandalous. Looking back, he didn't do anything like malicious in front of him to make him think so.
We did share a pizza, and that was cool.
Did it taste like young cum?
It did.
All right,
It did.
that's enough. That's enough of that. Stop it.
When he does commercials, he can only be like, hey, the turkey sub. And then they go, we need someone that can promote our unhealthy stuff.
Which is almost all of their
Yeah, and that's where
food.
you come in, Tom.
Right.
So
Again, I was just going to ask him what he anticipates to do once he's released, and going off the Tom story, I was wondering if he had any funny stories or memories of Tom or them together. And that's honestly the only thing I could think to say to this guy. It is what it is. Last but not least, we have next up's a good one. We got Todd Chrisley, and this one's a shout out to my mom, I guess, because I wouldn't have known who this guy was if it wasn't up for the Keeping Up with the Chrisleys or whatever his show's called. Super bland, like dumb TV, but I mean, my mom loves that show, so it's like, and I saw that he got locked up for some of the college children bribery scandal. I believe him and his wife, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I know they got locked up for that. So I just gave him the same rundown. I never really was a huge fan of the show, but after watching my mom watch the show, I was like, shit, you can't really be mad at this. You know what I mean? I was actually gonna ask if he'd write something a little personal, something that I can give my mom for Christmas or some shit. This way I can get a little something extra out of it. This way it's a two in one. Because I know she'd lose her shit if I handed her a letter from Todd Chrisley from jail. I thought that'd be pretty funny. And again, yeah, I'm just keeping them short and sweet. I know even if I assume these people don't get like tons of letters, but I assume if they do, they don't want to read my manifesto or some shit. So I'm just gonna bam, here's a stamp, hit me up. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try my luck. I got 6 letters. I got 6 people, 6 individuals. I think that's a pretty good cast, of my net. We got some killers, some not good people, to say the least, and then just some people who honestly got caught up trying to make a better life for their children. Oh. Bring back the Chrisleys, god damn it. And if I do get a reply, I hope I get 6 replies. 6 letters, 6 replies. I hope that happens, but I am going to make a follow-up to this video, and if it is successful and I like the idea, I'll definitely have a video of the replies. But then if I do make another video, I'll probably try to make this a video like a 2-in-1, where I'll send out the letters and receive them. I know it'll take a little longer that way, but I'm just seeing how this works out. Hopefully the audio's not too bad. I thought I'd film real quick while I go ship these off. We got old Todd Chrisley, we got Tamor, aka TK, Marion, aka Suge Knight, Joseph Menendez, Joseph Allen Malinando Passage, aka Joe Exotic, and then we also have Jared S. Fogle. the beloved. And I actually bought extra stamps to include so that they would be more likely to write me back. But turns to find out that stamps are contraband, so they would have just ended up taking them. Also, a few people that I was gonna write at first. Chris Chan is out of jail apparently. Terrifying. Also, Krishan Rock. That was kind of another reason why I wanted to make this video, to write to her. But her information's kind of hard to get, and same with Blueface. So stick around, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if there's anybody you want me to write to next time. I'm hoping this idea is successful, or at least we get a good reply or two. Yeah, follow me on anything and everything at EXX47. Thanks.